From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Those wicked storms late last night, especially kind of the north side of the Tulsa metro, northwest of Tulsa, and then also to the east of Tulsa. Yeah, of course, they produced quite a bit of wind damage, a ton of rain, an incredible amount of lightning. More and more trees, though, coming down. Of course, it's been kind of, as you know, kind of a rough summer for trees around Green Country with all the windstorms we've had. A shot from Pam Holton in Owasso. We've seen quite a few shots of this. These big trees that have just been completely uprooted. And, of course, when we get a lot of rain as well, and the ground gets pretty saturated, it makes it even easier for that to unfortunately happen. Ray Miller, the shot from Claren, where you can see that tree just snapped right kind of, halfway up there. We've seen a lot of that as well. Lynette, I put an extra letter on your name. I apologize. Lynette Schumer near Big Cabin. Tree damage there. And again, that was the same storm that as it rolled through the northern sides of the metro near Owasso and Claremore Verdigris. Boy, it packed a punch, and it was still doing so to the east. Now, before all the storms yesterday, we had just all that nasty heat and humidity hanging around that left behind all the fuel instability for those storms. These were yesterday's maximum heat index values. Just ridiculous. 110 to 120. 120 in Okmulgee, 119 in Bristow, 118 in Muskogee, Webbers Falls. That is just too hot to do anything outside. You can contrast that with today. Now, yesterday's high was 96. Of course, the humidity was just insanely high, so that's what pushed those heat index values up. How about today? 84 for our high with no heat index. Man, it feels nice. That's why I have the heat index listed on here. Don't normally do that when the temperature and the heat index are the same. It is nice to point that out as those dew points continue to drop. North of Tulsa, those dew points are even lower. Upper 70s, low 80s here at the lunchtime hour. And again, southeastern Oklahoma, you are still feeling relatively humid. Even around Okmulgee and Muskogee, it's still pretty humid. But the drier air will arrive for you as we head to the mid to late afternoon hours. Dew points in the 50s north of Tulsa. That is a good range to be in. And this is the dew point change over the last 24 hours. It just shows you how that dry air compared to what we had yesterday is really starting to make its presence known. So much less humidity for the next 2 or 3 days, which means really no heat index factor today or tomorrow or even Wednesday. But late in the week, that goes back up. So enjoy the next few days while we've got them. Highs this afternoon. How about this? Normal high of 94. We'll be about 10 degrees below that in most spots, low to mid 80s. And tomorrow morning, again, maybe you're not an early morning riser typically. Try to do it tomorrow if you can, because it is going to be comfortable, crisp, cool by August standards at least. In the upper 50s to low 60s, especially north of the Tulsa metro in Osage County and up in the southeast Kansas and Craig, Newada, Mays, Delaware, Ottawa counties, Cherokee County, those typical kind of cooler valley locations, I think will dip easily into the mid to upper 50s, both tomorrow morning and also Wednesday morning. Then we'll be back in the low to mid 80s Tuesday afternoon, very similar to today. So what's happening is that heat dome upper level ridge is pushing back to our west. That's opened up that northerly jet stream flow that's pushed the cold front in here. But all good things come to an end in August, right? Because the heat dome's not done with us. By the weekend, it's centered right on top of us. The jet stream's pushed way to the north. So not only does that bring the heat back, but it's really shutting down the rain and storm chances. And next week, the ridge only expands. Now it slides to our north. And when that happens, that can allow some of that tropical moisture to come sliding in from the south. So next week, we'll be keeping an eye on that. But in general, once we get past the next few cool days, the heat will crank back up. So soak up every last bit of this. Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, just stupendous by August standards. Thursday is the transition day when the heat starts to crank back up, and then we're back to August from Friday into the weekend.